Hello, everybody. This is Michael Malone with M&W Properties. I'm going to take you along on a little tour here of our property. Right now, I'm just driving on it's essentially our backyard. And I'm going to cross over our little property line here. You can see that little orange drop on the tree on the left there. I've been using that to pull up trees from the back. We'll see that in a minute. Just going to turn down the back side of this house here. So the house is in the final phases of being built. We have all the brick up, working on the siding here in the next few weeks. You can see my steed over there. I'm going to walk around where the backyard is going to be and just kind of overlooking here. You can see they pushed all the cut down trees out in the back here. That's what I've been working on trying to pull out. It's kind of hard to do with just pulling it with the Kubota, but we're making do. It's going to be great here because above me there's going to be a full deck. It's going to cover this bottom portion. This is going to be our little driveway. It's going to have more dirt filled up here on the side just to kind of make it more level. Look at that tree leaning. Don't fall in my house, please. So this section over here is going to be where the septic is going to be, at least behind me. Right now, this section right here is going to be where the septic is going to be. So that's going to be one of the last things they do is dig that up and install that. But further down here, down the backyard, everything here is on a hill, but we're working on getting this stuff cleared up. Going to utilize these logging roads. So you can see here, this area right here is a little flatter just because it has some previous logging roads that were, dug out years ago, decades ago. I'm walking on one right now, just kind of overlooking down in the valley. I know it's hard to see right now, but we're going to make it to where clear out some branches and some brush. This is the end of the logger road for this portion. Eventually, when we move in full time, we're going to cut this into the existing setup that goes throughout the whole property. All right, so I'm going to continue on down this logger road, and right now I'm pulling up to where hopefully my future shop will be. You can see this kind of has a ledge on here that I'm going to turn down, but this whole area right now just has one little road going off to the side and down further into the property, and up here up to the left is another way for me to get back up to the road. But this has a pretty significant slope on it. Well, pretty much all of our properties do, or at least these two, but we're going to do what we can to help cut into the land and bring in some dirt and level off this whole section. It's going to be like a shape of a triangle, but you can see right now I'm kind of on a ledge, and you can see further down there's the other section of the roadway. That's pretty much how much the area will probably drop down to that, so it's leveled with that driveway. Well, not really a driveway, but that logger road down there. That's what I'm walking down towards right now. And you can see it goes down pretty far in there, but we're gonna work on actually creating some tracks down there so we can drive UTVs and 4x4s, like a little racetrack or something like that. All right, gonna continue down further down into the property. You can see along the right side and the left side all the trees that I've cut down already. Now this section is just a little bit further down from where my shop is going to be. And I like this area just because it doesn't have as much of a slope. So you can see that I've cut down a lot of trees and brush already. I haven't had a chance to pull them out yet just because I don't have a place to put them yet. So eventually we're going to pull all these trees out and chip them up or cut them up, use them as firewood. Eventually I want to set up some sort of milling station to mill the wood so I can use it throughout the property. I have everything but the actual big saw used to cut the logs, so I have mostly everything else. Fast forward back up to the top. And we're going to hop back in and continue on down. And now we're coming down on this hill right here is rather steep. So over the next year or so, I'm going to work on either creating a new entrance or kind of adjusting the slope on this. Because the idea is that we want to eventually be able to drive all the way through the back side of the property, which I can only do right now on a Kubota or 4x4 or something like that, just because of the height and the slope of the property. You can see there down the bottom left, we actually cut up some wood for some firewood because eventually this area is going to have a fire pit that we're going to use to have little cookouts. You can see the shape of the valley leading up to the house, and then it all runs, or at least drains down into this little creek here in the back. And we actually spent a weekend cleaning this whole area up because there's a big tree that kind of fell down, and it just, well, you can see it right there. It was a lot worse than that before. But the only thing about this property is all the leaves. You can see them. They're just fell down everywhere. I'm like, no leaves. Go away. I can't. They just stay there. And they get down in the ground and they start decaying. And it's just years and years worth of dead leaves piled on top of each other. So that's unfortunately going to be one of my jobs, is to try to clear a lot of that out and at least have a place for them to go. Right now when I drive on the wet leaves, it just causes a mess, but it would be worse if it the leaves weren't there, because then I'll be driving in mud. So that's kind of what I want to do, is get rid of the leaves so the grass can grow, so the mud can go away. So but yeah, this area it's in the shape of a triangle as well, and we're gonna flatten out a good portion of the middle of it. So I'll take that dirt and utilize it elsewhere in the land, but that will create a little flat spot that we can build a gazebo type thing and have a fire pit. And that will be just kind of off here to the right. And right now I'm just continuing on the logger road. I just passed the turn that I usually do just so I could show you guys where the second property ends. So right now I'm coming up to it. There's actually a fallen branch here down that I'm gonna have to move out of my way. But you can see the orange stickers and stuff up ahead on the left and right, and that's the indicator of the property line of the second property. And we're just pretty much gonna go up to it, then I'm just gonna back down. Eventually there's going to be another road that goes to the right, and that's going to go to a section where we really call it the cabin area, where we're going to try to put a cabin up there. And I just haven't had a time to cut in a road yet. Really need to get a piece of heavy machinery like a mini excavator or something like that. So for the time being, we're just going to leave it. All right, I just backed up. Now I'm going to turn right onto and this interesting about this section right here is I am straddling the property line between the two properties. And we have two properties, one where we're living and one where our in-laws are living. So you can see the orange strap or orange tape over there, and that's an indicator between the two properties. The one on the left is our property, the one on the right is their property. And the properties themselves are in the shape of a rectangle, but they kind of go off at an angle, so it looks really weird when you're kind of trying to picture what it looks like in your head. And up there is where what we call the log cabin area. And this, I'm just gonna keep going straight, and I'm going to pass the turn up to the cabin area just because I want to show you guys where the property ends on this side. So right now I'm on the opposite side where I drove before, and I just stopped right at, you can see there's a stake there with a orange ribbon on it. That's the indicator of the side of the property. I'm just backing up now, and I'm gonna head back up to the log cabin area. Now, one of the reasons why I like this particular area, which we call the log cabin area, we want to eventually build a freestanding log cabin or something like that that is just self-sufficient. We don't want to really run any kind of utilities up here just because it's so far away. Anything up here would be like solar powered, or we'll have like a generator or something like that to power devices. But out of the whole two properties, this is the area that has the least amount of slope on it. So it's quote unquote the flattest area on our land. So it will make it relatively easy to build something in this area without having it be on a high slope or high angle slope. Unfortunately, it's all the way back in the property, the furthest part of the property, so it takes a minute to get there, and right now I can only get there with a side-by-side or 4x4 or something like that. Eventually, at the bottom of this valley, we want to put in a culvert and bring in some dirt and make it to where we can actually drive back here and get larger vehicles. So now I'm heading back down the other side of our little area here. Probably call this like the creek area or something like that. Not sure yet. So over here to the left, you can see a little bit how much the angle it is, how much of a slope it is. So that's one of the reasons why I want to kind of lessen the slope and kind of have it go up the side of the hill more. So that means I'll have to cut into the side of the hill in order to get that to happen. Again, it's going to be requiring the use of heavy machinery, so that's something that will happen later on, but it will happen. And pretty much from here on out, I'm just going to head all the way back up to the top where the road is. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. I thank you for your time today, and stay tuned for more stuff to come. Have a good one.